Oh heavens! All
Oh,
right.
great heavens.
Oh great, great googly moogly.
Bannon's War Room is live streaming. That's crazy.
Bannon's war room. How is Steve Bannon even still there? That's the real question. Replace. You know, they need to get rid of Christy Nome and put Tom Homan in her place. That
For
is
real,
my
dude.
thought.
Honestly, low key. No, we need to put Nick Fuentes in her place.
Stop it. Stop talking. Nick Flint. You know what? I tell you what. Very, very based opinion here, potentially. But that man would probably run the immigration department better than anyone because he would literally just get rid of every single individual.
So true. So true. Anybody who is not white is getting deported.
Oh, my heavens. Great googly
Nick Fuentes,
moogly.
baby.
Good heavens. Stop it, Isaiah. Stop.
Guess who's never getting elected? This guy right
He's
here.
not. You?
They're
Yeah,
gonna
already
find
can't,
this clip
buddy.
and they're gonna be like, and this destroys his candidacy. All right, let's put this on Instagram here.
You got the link?
The Dow right now. That's what we should be talking about. Yeah, I got the link. The Dow.
Hello, welcome in. We already have a fan today. Look at this. Wow. I don't know how I feel about this Trump AI.
It's slop, dude. This is slop. Like, why is this?
Is that supposed to be Biden on his right side? Because that's where Biden was sitting during his actual
Yeah.
inauguration.
Who's wearing the scarf?
I don't know. Oh, public chat. Hello, Gabe. Oh, it's Gabe.
Gabe, what's up, my king? Good to see you, brother.
Based. I let go of my marketing person today, or yesterday. My person
You just
who
said
does
that live on
thumbnails.
air.
Yes, and I'll say it again. No, they're good. No, honestly, they're about to have a baby, so it's just kind of time.
Got you.
Yeah, she's great. Just it was time, so now I get to handle.
I've got an idea for you on that one. Friend of
What?
mine.
Have you do it?
Well, I mean, it could, but I got a friend of mine who does that a lot better than me.
Heck yeah.
So, not much. Just IDK, just hanging out. Well, hey, that's a good day, dude. That's a good day. We're gonna watch Donald Trump up here, man. He had a State of the Union last year, but he called it like a joint address to Congress, and then he just like.
Well, that's technically
didn't even-
accurate.
I mean, yeah, it's technically accurate, but he didn't call it the State of the Union, and then he just didn't have an official State of the Union.
Historically speaking, the first address that you give in like your first year into the position, it's not considered a State of the Union. It is considered that. You're like base.
That's true. Now, historically, actually, so George Washington.
Oh, brother.
George Washington gave his addresses to Congress. He would go to Congress to deliver the addresses. But then I think Thomas Jefferson he would just write Congress a letter pretty much. Just send them
Thomas
a letter.
Jefferson. Good old
Jefferson would
TJ.
just send them a letter. Yeah, he just sent them a
about
letter.
right.
And then that tradition carried on until, I think, Woodrow Wilson.
Okay.
And then ever since Wilson, they've gone to Congress, which I think is better, honestly. Low-key, it's kind of ridiculous. The president just, like, it says, "Hey, I'm not going to defend my record before the American people or before the American Congress. No. I'm going to send them a strongly worded letter telling them
Sounds
how
about right.
wonderful I am." Yeah,
telling
exactly.
them
So
how
true.
wonderful I am. Praise
Gonna
him.
watch Trump say the economy is better than ever. Woo! Yeah, so true, dude. So true. We're gonna fact check him. It's okay. We're gonna fact check him, dude.
We
Remember,
are
we gotta
bringing
stop
the
talking about
fact
the Epstein
checks.
files. The Dow is up right now. The Dow is incredible. Actually, I think it dropped the day after she said that, and then bro was like, "Can we talk about the Epstein files now?"
Oh
You could
heavens!
text poll to 45470 for a White House survey.
I want a
do
White
that.
House
Hold on,
survey.
low key. While we're waiting on them, I'm gonna do that.
Perfect. You might as well.
Tell you how to. Yeah, exactly. 45470. Poll. Dude, everybody and their mama's doing a State of the Union reaction.
Yeah, it's in the American High School Federation or whatever
Yeah, those
with
idiots.
Tay Tay.
Tay
That's his
Tay
new
Sharp.
name, Tay-Tay.
Slay girl.
I don't know who we have on today, but I just want the record to show that that was completely 100% staged. Sorry, not sorry.
So true, dude. So sorry, not sorry, dude. Bro staged
I'm not.
a couple attacks now.
Yes. And let's just first of all, the way he's asking to get hits, and I hate saying that, but when you purposely go into someone's face, normally it's supposed to be the other way, where the liberals get in your face and get up all on you to get a reaction. He's doing what they do, and I think it's either trying to, well, first of all, I believe it's staged, but let's just say it's not staged. It's definitely him trying to get money by hoping they assault him so he can press charges.
Yeah, and they've made those big statements where they're like, "And we are pressing
my.
charges," and it's like,
Where
okay,
is it?
dude,
Where's
like,
the update?
I know,
Yeah.
yeah. It's crazy. Yeah, but Gabe, you just don't understand it. The economy is actually wonderful. Look, you just don't get it, dude. You just don't get it, dude. We voted for Trump, but we got like Biden 2.0 with all this gaslighting. No clue what this video is. Just not going to play the audio of it. Chat is America cooked. No, dude. We're going to bring it back. Trust. But for real, dude, we did get Biden 2.0, man. The gaslighting has gone crazy so far this administration. President Trump's State of the Union will begin shortly.
All right, for all of our individuals out there who are joining us, we'll go ahead and start the audio as soon as we see the president start to walk up to the stage. And,
Mr. Speaker, the President of the United States.
What's your here we go. We should have created a Kalshi poll, even though I don't bet, but that would have been great. Just to see how many Democrat members sit this one out, because I had seen earlier there was about 20 individuals. Yeah. So I'd love to see if it's more than that. Pick the over or under for 20. But
I know we've got the State of the Union bingo card now. So I've got a bingo card here.
Oh, yeah, come on. You have to send that to me.
All right, bet.
We will fill this out.
I'm going to get the dude. We got to get this. All right, I'm going to send you a screenshot of it because I'm looking at just the picture of it. I'm not downloading a file. I'm going to get like a virus.
Files.
The files. No, not the files, dude. Not the files, dude. No way, dude. No way, Jose. There you go, dude.
It's clutch. Let's see this. State of the Union. All right. For the audience out there, we have our bingo card. Let's see what he mentions. Here are the categories. 8 wars, Greenland, Make America Great Again, impeachment, Gavin Newsom, ballroom, Chuck Schumer, Venezuela, Melania Trump, RFK Jr. / Bobby, Canada, border, free space. Midterm security, Mitch McConnell. Nobel Peace Prize, Vladimir Putin. 2028, Trump RX. Economy, Joe Biden. Third term, tariffs, Minnesota. I think I'm gonna go with. He's probably gonna say 75% of these. I'm looking at it right
Yeah.
now, and I think he'll probably hit 20 out of the 25 here.
Yeah. Yeah, he might cover the whole board if we're being honest.
We'll see. I just don't see him
like-
saying anything about Mitch McConnell. He
Well,
might.
I mean that's because of like Mitch McConnell holding up the flipping SAVE Act, but I mean
I don't think he'll call him out by name though. That's my thing. I don't think he'll say Mitch
certain
McConnell.
Republicans, I'm not gonna say who, but the initials are
exactly.
Mitch McConnell. He's holding up the SAVE Act. It's disgusting. What are you doing? It's an 80-20 issue. We're winning. We can't
Valid.
win. I'm telling you.
It is valid. I will say that.
It is. Third term is funny though, dude. I love that.
Third
I
term.
hope he says something about that. That'd be hilarious.
2028.
2028.
We
We're
have
gonna run
initials,
JD Vance in 2028.
Right. That's probably what's gonna happen.
It's probably what's gonna happen. It's not really what I want to happen, but it's probably what's gonna happen.
Right. Oh yeah. Well, who would you have out of the Republican coalition as of right now? Who would you endorse or get
Nick
behind
Fuentes.
if you had to pick one? Stop talking. Invalid. You are kicked off the server, my friend. Will Nick Fuentes... Here's a great question. Do you think Nick Fuentes will ever hold office, truly?
Possibly. He might win mayor of Chicago one day. I could see it happening, dude.
That would take
Maybe
one
maybe
heck of a swing.
maybe American Caesar. I don't know, dude.
Terrible.
No, but
Terrible.
2020, who I actually prefer, I don't know. Tucker Carlson? No, but
Stop talking.
Marco Rubio. I like Rubio. I like
Yeah,
Hegseth.
I do too.
Hegseth is probably my favorite member of the cabinet.
100%.
But Hegseth may not win because he's a Christian nationalist.
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't think he'd win. I don't think he'd get elevated to that position, but I would love to see it. I really do like Pete Hegseth.
He's the best Secretary of War we've had in a long time.
Yes, in a long time. Well, he's the only Secretary of War as of late, because it was originally
That's
called
true.
that before the defense. But
That's true.
yes.
I've heard a bunch of liberals complaining about it. It's like, dude, that's just what it was called up until about
Yeah.
all of 2 seconds ago.
I feel like it's one of those cozy things, like, oh, it's Secretary of Defense, not war, because we don't believe in war. Or I should say, yeah, I don't know, just something stupid.
The Nobel Peace Prize, I should have won it. She gave it to me, actually, and then I took out Maduro and Venezuela. If he talks about the Nobel Peace Prize, he's talking
Sigma.
about Venezuela. Sigma. I'm looking at.
Yeah,
We've
that's
got a
true.
bingo card, by the way, for all those who just showed up. We got the bingo card. So, I'm going to guarantee victory tonight in State of the Union bingo.
Well, I tell you what, we're already starting in pre-Trump fashion, always a little bit behind schedule. He always
Indeed, and he's gonna go like for way longer.
yes. There has to be a poll out there, like a Kalshi poll on over under 2 hours.
Exactly, dude. Oh man, this dude. Let me look here. I know he brought Erica Kirk to the State of the Union.
Yeah, he did. Do you really believe what Cadence Owen? She's about to debut something tomorrow, I believe, on how Erica Kirk is complicit and it was a whole cover up. Do you truly believe that? I don't believe that for a second. I think she's just
I don't
clicking.
buy it. I think there's more to it than just Tyler Robinson. It reeks to me of like similar cover up the style of like JFK, where we like got the guy and it's only this guy and we're not going to investigate any further because we've got the guy and that's it. That's kind of what it sounds like to me. I think there's probably other, government involvement in the assassination of Charlie Kirk, but I don't know about Erica Kirk. But honestly, Candace Owens is kind of just a nut job. She's
Yeah,
just a crazy lady.
well, her ratings are so bad that she just has to continuously spill crap to try to get more people to join and watch what crazy things come out of her mouth. So
That's true. She only gets views by clickbait.
yeah, 100%. Yeah,
That's true.
I don't know if the government is covering up the Charlie Kirk, but what I will say, there was that elderly man in front who yelled that I stupid like that during when Charlie Kirk got shot to try to distract and people to get him so the actual shooter could run away. So I mean that does make you question. Who knows?
Yeah,
We'll
it
find
was
out.
definitely more than Tyler Robinson.
Oh yeah.
I used
No
to
way
be a
he-
Tyler Robinson onlyist, and then I looked at more of the evidence. And I was like, this doesn't make sense to be just one guy.
No, I don't know how he could have pulled off that entire thing by himself. Plus, he lived, if I'm not mistaken, like 6 hours away or something ridiculous. He lived in a
Something like
different
that,
state, and he
They lived
knew
in
the
Utah,
exact
but it
place.
was a long ways away.
Right. Yeah. And he still managed to, like, he had to have scouted it out or had inside information. But, ladies and gentlemen, we'll go ahead and get started in here.
The President of the United States.
Yay.
Some music.
Is it Randy Fine?
No, not at all, Gabe.
Yo, it's John Thune.
I was about to say, what's John Thune doing here? Get him out.
Get him out for real, dude.
Such a rhino.
Honestly. Gabe, keep doing the dumb.
Can you all
chats.
hear the
Enjoy it.
audio? Yes, please. We need entertainment.
I can hear the audio.
Can you
I
all
think
hear the audio
they've-
well?
They've muted the sound of the crowd.
Yeah. I'm just making sure that everyone can hear it
Just
well,
right
as well
about
as our
everything.
voices too.
It's Virginia Fox. You know you're a nerd when you know who these people are.
Big time. Oh, is that the Democrats wearing their typical white and pink attire?
Dude, it's that Indian.
Oh, what's his name?
I forget what his name is, but he's getting deported first thing. There's Barron. They holding up a sign, bro, dude. Oh my gosh. Steve Scalise
Oh.
just like not. They can't really hear the
Oh,
audio.
they don't hear audio.
It's because
I see.
they turned the crowd down, though. Probably.
Let us know if you can hear it when he's actually speaking.
Yeah. Sean Duffy. Is that Marco? It looks like Marco up in the back.
The justices did
Coney
show up.
Barrett. Dude, Coney Barrett, man, what a scam. What a scam she was.
Did she skip? Did he skip over her? No. Is that General
These are your
General
boys,
Randy
eh?
George? Yep. General Randy George. John
That's
Fetterman.
John Ossoff. Dude, Fetterman looks so like, dude, Fetterman's got the like freaking.
Massive. That's the first time I think I've seen him wear a suit.
I know. What a beautiful man, dude.
Legend.
Absolute Chad. Is that? Oh, it's Thomas Massey. Let's go.
Legend.
The legend, the man, the myth, the legend, Massey. We love Massey. He was kind enough to take a picture with me. We love Massey.
See, if I was president, I would be just running up to that microphone. Like, I don't have time to waste.
So true,
Shake a few
dude.
hands,
So true. We got to get
Kiss some
going.
babies and get up. Like, come on.
It's like I would be already up there by now, and I'd be like, all right, I'm gonna have all of you out by 10 o'clock. I promise. I'm a Presbyterian. We believe in being on time.
Where was the Hail to the Chief music? Normally they play that.
Well, it may have been because it was muted. We didn't hear it.
Maybe.
Ted Cruz
Disappointing.
there. Israel's top defender.
Members of Congress, I have the high privilege and distinct honor of presenting to you the President of the United States.
Can y'all hear it now?
Well, thank you very much, everybody. It's really an honor. Speaker Johnson, Vice President Vance, First Lady of the United States.
Melania Trump. He's mentioned Melania.
Second Lady of the United States.
She's starting to show already a little bit.
No.
Members of Congress and my
We're having
fellow
a big day,
Americans.
brother.
Our nation is back, bigger, better, richer, and stronger than ever before.
Is it still there?
I think it's good now.
Cool.
Less than 5 months from now, our country will celebrate an epic milestone in American history, the 250th anniversary of our glorious American independence. This July 4th, we will mark 2.5 centuries of liberty and triumph, progress and freedom in the most incredible and exceptional nation ever to exist on the face of the earth. And you've seen nothing yet. We're going to do better and better and better. This is the golden age of America.
Dude, Pam Bondi. Oh my gosh, dude. The Dow.
When I last spoke in this chamber 12 months ago, I had just inherited a nation in crisis with a stagnant economy, inflation at record levels,
Still
a
has
wide
stagnant
open
economy,
border,
whatever.
horrendous recruitment for military and police, rampant crime at home, and wars and chaos all over the world. But tonight, after just 1 year, I can say with dignity and pride that we have achieved a transformation like no one has ever seen before, and a turnaround for the ages. It is indeed a turnaround for the ages.
Al Green is already leaving.
Dude, what? Why is he? Bro's yelling.
And we will never go back to where we were just a very short time ago. We're not going back. Today, our border is secure.
See, that's where I would have been. Guys, shut up. I'm
Thank
trying to
you.
have you all out by 10.
Today, our border is secure. Our spirit is restored. Inflation is plummeting. Incomes are rising fast. The roaring economy is roaring like never before. And our enemies are scared. Our military and police are stacked. And America is respected again, perhaps like never before. After 4 years in which millions and millions of illegal aliens poured across our borders, totally unvetted and unchecked, we now have the strongest and most secure border in American history by far. In the past 9 months, 0 illegal aliens have been admitted to the United States.
Yeah, I agree. Moravian, I do hate when people clap and chant. Like, dude, like, let the man talk.
Honestly, the speech is only
But we
25%
will
of it. The other
always allow people
75%
to
is
come in legally,
listening to
people
Seals
that
clap.
will love our country and will work hard
Indeed.
to maintain our country. The flow of deadly fentanyl across our border is down by a record 56% in 1 year. And last year, the murder rate saw its single largest decline in recorded history. This is the biggest decline, think of it, in recorded history, the lowest number in over 125 years, year 1900. In fact, substantially before my wonderful father, I had a wonderful father, Fred, before he was born, substantially before he was born. That's a long time ago. He wouldn't like me to say that, but that's a long time ago. The Biden administration and its allies in Congress gave us the worst inflation in the history of our country. But in 12 months, my administration has driven core inflation down to the lowest level in more than 5 years. And in the last 3 months of 2025, it was down to 1.7%.
I just fact check these things.
Gasoline,
They are in
which
fact
reached
true.
a peak of over $6
They are
a
in fact
gallon
true.
in some states, under my predecessor, it was quite honestly a disaster, is now below $2.30 a gallon in most states, and in some places, $1.99 a gallon. And when I visited the great state of Iowa just a few weeks ago, I even saw $1.85 a gallon for gasoline. Mortgage rates are the lowest in 4 years and falling fast, and the annual
And falling
cost of a
fast is
typical new
patently
mortgage is down
false.
almost
Patently
$5,000
false, dude.
just since I took office. 1 year. And low interest rates will solve the Biden-created housing problem while at the same time protecting the values of those people who already own a house that really feel rich for the first time in their lives. We want to protect
Dude.
those values. We want to keep those values up. We're going to do
Dude,
both.
you're not going to fix the housing. You can't have it both ways. You can either lower
And we
the
are going to keep it
prices
that way.
or you can
The stock
keep
market
the,
has set
prices up,
53
keep it going.
all-time record highs since the election. Think of that. 1 year.
As far as the gas, there's no
Boosting
roughly zero,
pensions,
there's roughly 0 states that have
401ks,
a
and retirement
nation-
accounts
a
for the
statewide average
millions and
gas price under
millions of
230. So it's
Americans.
just
They're
kinda
all
pick and choose
gaining.
different
Everybody's
places.
up, way up. In
Yeah.
4 long years, the last administration got less than $1 trillion in
Gabe,
new
yes,
investment
Gabe,
in the
my-
United States. And when I say
Gabe,
less,
a homeowner. He doesn't-
substantially less. In 12
Gabe is
months,
talking
I
out of his
secured
butt right
commitments
now.
for more than $18 trillion pouring in from all over the globe.
Gabe, don't you understand how great you have it? This is literally the greatest economy ever.
Think of it, much less than $1 trillion for 4 years versus much more than $18 trillion for 1 year. What a difference a president makes. A short time ago, we were a dead country. Now we are the hottest country anywhere in the world, the hottest.
Dude, you're still dying. You're just managing the decline. We just changed managers.
As thousands of new businesses are forming in factories, plants, and laboratories are being built, we have added 70,000 new construction jobs in just a very short period of time. It's getting bigger and bigger and stronger. Nobody can believe what they're watching. American oil production is up by more than 600,000 barrels a day, and we just received from our new friend and partner, Venezuela, more than 80
Venezuela.
million
There you go.
barrels of oil.
Yeah, exactly. No, America's the best economy under me. Yeah, no. No, dude.
American natural gas production is at an all-time high because I kept my promise to drill, baby, drill. More Americans are working today than at any time in the history of our country. Think about that. Any time in the history of our country, more working today. And 100% of all jobs created under my administration have been in the private sector. We ended DEI in America.
Definitely can get behind that one. Big time.
We cut a record number of job-killing regulations, and in 1 year, we have lifted 2.4 million Americans, a record, off of food stamps. And for all of these reasons, I say tonight, members of Congress, the state of our union is strong.
Absolutely. Coach.
Our country is winning again. In fact, we're winning so much that we really don't know what to do about it. People are asking me, please, 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 Mr. President, we're winning too much. We can't take it anymore. We're not used to winning in our country. Until you came along, we're just always losing, but now we're winning too much. And I say, no, 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 you're going to win again. You're going to win big. You're going to win bigger than ever. And to prove that point, here with us tonight is a group of winners who just made the entire nation proud. The men's
Who
gold
gave him an
medal
energy drink? This is
Olympic
like
hockey
2015,
team. Come on in.
2016 Trump.
Dude.
He is hyped. Brother is hyped. This is cool, though. Congratulations to the hockey team. Canada got mogged by the United States in hockey, which is supposed to be their sport.
Absolute mugging.
Yeah, Gabe, you're right. It's not great. It's not what we were promised, but it's at least a little bit better under the Biden And then also, this is my point, because I know he's hyping everything up, but what is he gonna say? You're not gonna go up there, even if the economy was terrible. You're not gonna go up there and say, yeah, everything sucks, the prices are high. You're not gonna do that, you know.
No.
So,
absolutely not.
and each president, look at Biden. He might find a kernel of something to be proud of, and he would shout it from the rooftops and at the State of the Union. So. I wouldn't.
Indeed.
I mean, he probably is a narcissist, but what else are you gonna say? Hey guys, we haven't performed well.
Yeah,
Come
I
on.
broke like my promises to the American people.
Go ahead. They do.
Where's the women's team at?
For real, they beat Canada too.
They said they didn't want to show up. Actually,
Actually,
That's
Yeah,
the first
that's true.
time I've ever seen them get up.
they declined the invitation.
And actually, not all of them did get up. But they beat a fantastic Canadian team in
Canada.
overtime, as everybody saw,
Dude, I'm
as
fixing
did
to get bingo
the
at
American
conventions and
women
midterms.
who will soon be coming to the White House.
What if this bingo card was actually Trump's script?
Yeah, dude.
He just reads it off. Yeah, we can cross that out.
Canada, the 51st state.
They were in the Oval Office before. And I just want to say a second very big congratulations to Team USA. But I have to say that, and I told them this, and we took a vote of the team. I said, anybody votes no, I'm not doing it. So they stood there, and they weren't about to say no, because I've never seen a goaltender play as well as goalie Connor Hellebuck. Think of it, 46 shots on goal, and I asked him, the one shot, the one where you put your stick in the back and it hit the neck of your stick and bounced off. You practice that, or was that a little lucky? He refused to answer that question. But I just want to tell you that the members of this great hockey squad will be very happy to hear, based on their vote and my vote, and in this case, my vote was more important, that I will soon be presenting Connor with our highest civilian honor, which we will be given and which has been given to many athletes over the years. But when I say many, not too many, like 12, it's called the highest civilian honor in our country, the Presidential Medal of Freedom.
Thoughts?
Sure, why not? Why not at this point?
Great athletes have gotten that, very great, the best. And I thought he deserved it. And I did take a vote, every single one of them. I said, I'm not giving it if anybody goes no. And every single one of them rapidly put up their hand. So I want to thank you all. What a special job you did. What special champions you are. Thank you very much.
Brother, next year we're going to be there. Just letting you know.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. One day I'm going to be on that tour.
Same here.
I'm also pleased to say that the next time the Olympic torch is lit, it will be here in America for the 2028 Olympics, and it's the summer version right in Los Angeles. We're going to do a good job in Los Angeles.
Version, right in Los Angeles. Go ahead and check right quick. It's a summer version, right? I'm right? Yes. Okay. In Los Angeles. It's going to be beautiful. I'll be there. You'll be there. It'll be 2028.
And Los Angeles is going to be safe, just like Washington, D.C. is now one of the safest cities in the country. And this year, and I must say I got them both. I got them in my first term, and I was disappointed because I didn't think I'd be the president when this happened. But strange things took place, and now I've got them because I got the Olympics, I got the 2026 FIFA World Cup, and I wanted to claim the 250th, but I didn't get away with that one. I couldn't claim that one for myself. But we're getting the World Cup, so we have the World Cup and the Olympics coming, and that is exciting news. So this will be a year to celebrate our country and the heroes who have kept it free. Men like Buddy Taggart. At age 17, Buddy volunteered to defend America in World War II, serving in the Pacific under the great General Douglas MacArthur. He fought bravely in the famous Battle of Manila, worked so hard. He was badly wounded and almost killed by enemy machine guns in Luzon. And 81 years ago this month, he liberated the largest internment camp in the Philippines, one of the largest anywhere in the world. But he earned many honors, including a Purple Heart and a Bronze Star, came home, started a family, and tonight he is in the gallery looking forward to July 4th, 2026, his 100th birthday.
He looks like 70, not 100. Good for him.
So, buddy, you're brave. We salute you. Even in times of challenge, setback, and immense heartache, the spirit of 1776 has always shone through very brightly. It was July 4th of last year when floodwaters tore through a girls' summer camp in Central Texas. One of the worst things I've ever seen. I was there, rising 26 feet in the matter of minutes, tragically claiming many, many lives. You all remember that one. As the waters threatened to sweep her away, 11-year-old Millie Kate McClelland closed her eyes and prayed to God. She thought she was going to die. Those prayers were answered when Coast Guard rescue swimmer Scott Ruskin descended from a helicopter above. Nobody knew where he came from. It was Scott's first ever rescue mission. A young guy, but very brave, very, very top, always top in his class. And he lifted not just Millie Kate, but 164 others to safety. People watched Scott from a distance, and they couldn't believe what they were seeing. The winds were blowing, the rain was pouring, everything was going, and that rapid water, nobody's ever seen anything like it. They said, wow, that's something. Tonight, Scott and Millie Kate are here together, reunited for the very first time. Thank you, Scott, Millie Kate.
They saw that water coming, and they said, wow, that's something. That's like akin to like when in 2018 when they had that hurricane. It was like One of the wettest we've ever seen in terms of water. Wow.
I mean, God bless him. He's always
And
going to put
Petty
his own
Officer
spin on
Ruskin,
things and
I'm
add
pleased
his
to inform you
words.
that I am now awarding you the Legion of Merit for extraordinary heroism, which is what it was, extraordinary heroism. Thank you. And I'd like to have the military aide to please come down and take care of the service. Military aid, thank you very much. Take care of that very important service. Thank you very much. From 1776 to today, every generation of Americans has stepped forward to defend life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And they're really doing it for the next generation. But now it's our turn. Together, we're building a nation where every child has the chance to reach higher and go further, where government answers to the people, not the powerful, and where the interests of hardworking American citizens are always our first and ultimate concern. That is the debt we owe to the heroes who came before us, and that is the promise we must keep to America for our 250th year. Last year, I urged this Congress to begin the mission by passing the largest tax cuts in American history, and our Republican majorities delivered so beautifully. Thank you, Republicans.
And yet it increased the deficit.
All Democrats, every single one of them, voted against these really important and very necessary massive tax cuts. They wanted large-scale tax increases to hurt the people instead. But we held strong, and with the great, big, beautiful bill, we gave you no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, and no tax on Social Security for our great seniors.
You raise deficit, you raise spending. See, this is what they do. They do these weird, like, package bills where they'll package, like, increase, like, government funding for
And we
this
also
thing or that
made
thing, increase
interest on
spending
auto
this,
loans
and then they'll
tax
package it with
deductible
the
the first time,
tax cuts
but
for the
only
American
if the
people.
car
and
is
so then if you
made
vote against it for the
America.
increased spending, the increase in the deficit, then they can say, look, you voted against tax cuts for the American people. It's all a play. That's the reason Massey voted against it. And that's my problem with the One Big Beautiful Bill.
Recently in Pennsylvania, I met Megan Hemhauser, a devoted mom who's homeschools her children, beautiful, 2 children, during the day while waiting tables at night as her husband works overtime operating very heavy equipment. Megan is here this evening, and she's happy to tell you that she is so much richer because with no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, and our expanded child tax credit done again by Republicans, Megan and her husband will take home more than $5,000 extra just for the year, cutting her tax bill in more than half. Megan, please stand up. We're fighting for you, Megan.
Yeah, the Big Beautiful Bill is 870 pages long, so you can only imagine how much crap is
Thank you,
stuffed in
Megan.
between.
We're fighting for you,
Exactly,
Megan.
exactly. And then when
Under
you vote
our bill,
against it
parents
because
like
of the
Megan
crap
can
that's stuck in
also
between, they
activate
say,
their
"Ah,
children's
you hate
brand
the
new
American people,
Trump
you voted
accounts.
against tax cuts.
And
You
I
voted
didn't name it. I did not name that.
Why not vote on everything one at a time? Well, that would.
Nobody believes me, but I did not name it. It was
Could
named
you
by a
stop
very
yelling,
tall man
sir? Thank you.
sitting
Okay.
right there in the third row.
They
Nicest
won't
man in
split it up
Cleveland.
like they should because they
Tax-free investment accounts for
against
every
massive-
American child. This is something that's so special and has taken off and gone through the roof. Millions will be pre-funded courtesy of the U.S. Treasury and private individuals like Michael and Susan Dell, who have donated $6.25 billion to fund the Trump accounts for 25 million American children. They're great people. You know, I asked Michael Dell, how do you make all that money? He said, well, I just sat on my dorm in school and I made computers and I'd sell them to people. And I just kept selling and selling and selling. And pretty amazing story. That's called the American dream. He sold a lot of computers, a lot of those laptops. So I congratulate him on that. But I really thank him and Susan, as well as others like Brad Gerstner, a very tremendous guy. He was behind it right from the beginning. Brad Gerstner. Thank you, Brad. So with modest additional contributions, these young people's accounts could grow to over $100,000 or more by the time they turn 18. Think of it. How much money is that for somebody that started with nothing? Over 100,000.
One of the actual
Could be much
golden
more
great
than that.
things in the
To
Big
make this
Beautiful Bill.
investment in our children's future, go to trumpaccounts.gov, trumpaccounts.gov. And a lot of people are doing it. It's setting every record in the book. It's popular. They knew what it was going to take. I'm so proud of them. I'm so proud of the people that got it started. And now it's just taken off. One of the primary reasons for our country's stunning economic turnaround, the biggest in history, where the Dow Jones broke 50,000 4 years ahead of schedule.
No.
And the S&P hit 7,000, where it wasn't supposed to do it for many years, were tariffs.
There it is.
I used these tariffs, took in hundreds of billions of dollars to make great deals for our country, both economically and on a national security basis. Everything was working well. Countries that were ripping us off for decades are now paying us hundreds of billions of dollars. They were ripping us so badly. You all know that. Everybody knows it. Even the Democrats know it. They just don't want to say it. And yet these countries are now happy, and so are we. We made deals. The deals are all done. And they're happy. We're not making money like they used to, but we're making a lot of money. There was no inflation, tremendous growth. And the big story was how Donald Trump called the economy correctly, and 22 Nobel Prize winners in economics didn't. They got it totally wrong. They got it really wrong. And then just 4 days ago, an unfortunate ruling from the United States Supreme Court. It just came down.
Dude, the
It came
Supreme
down.
Court justices
Very
are in the
unfortunate
room,
ruling.
bro. They're in the room. You're calling up the Supreme Dude, what?
But the good
mean,
news is that almost all
props to
countries
him.
and
He
corporations
says it how
want
it
to
is.
keep
I mean,
the
like,
deal,
that's crazy, though.
that they
the
already
ruling was
made,
correct, though.
right, Scott?
I mean,
knowing that the
Yes, it is the
legal
correct
power
ruling.
that I, as president, have to make a new deal could be far worse for them,
a new
and
deal.
therefore they will continue to work
I'm the
along
new
the same
Roosevelt.
successful
I'm
path
making
that
a
we
new
had
deal.
negotiated
It's gonna be
before the
great.
Supreme Court's unfortunate involvement. So despite the disappointing ruling, these powerful country saving, it's saving our country, the kind of money we're taking in, peace protecting. Many of the wars I settled was because of the threat of tariffs. I wouldn't have been able to settle them without. Will remain in place under fully approved and tested alternative legal statutes. And they have been tested for a long time. They're a little more complex, but they're actually probably better, leading to a solution that will be even stronger than before. Congressional action will not be necessary. It's already time tested and approved. And as time goes by, I
What?
believe the tariffs paid for by
Hold on,
foreign
hold on, hold on,
countries
hold on.
will, like in the past,
Everybody hear this.
substantially
This man
replace the
said
modern day
that he
system of
does not
income
need
tax,
congressional
taking a
approval.
great
We don't need
financial burden
congressional
off the
action
people that
in
I
order to
love.
implement tariffs, which is a tax, which by the way violates then the Constitution. The Constitution gives Congress the power of the purse and the power to levy taxes. He cannot tariff without the approval of Congress. And now he's saying, oh, I don't need it.
Moving forward,
It's fine, I can do it
factories,
myself.
jobs, investment, and trillions of dollars will continue pouring into the United States of America because we finally have a president who puts America first. I put America first. I love America.
America first is first.
For decades before I came along, we had the exact opposite. From trade to healthcare, from energy to immigration, everything was stolen and rigged in order to drain the wealth out of the productive, hardworking people who make our country great, who make our country run. Under Biden and his corrupt partners in Congress and beyond, it reached a breaking point with the Green New scam, open borders for everyone. They poured in by the millions and millions from prisons, from mental institutions. They were murderers, 11,888 murders. They came into our country. You allowed that to happen. And record-setting inflation that cost the typical family $34,000 in just a speck of time. Now the same people in this chamber who voted for those disasters suddenly use the word affordability, a word they just used it. Somebody gave it to them, knowing full well that they caused and created the increased prices that all of our citizens had to endure. You caused that problem. You caused that problem.
And what have you done to mitigate it?
So he can impose tariffs, but there's strict stipulations. He cannot outright, and it's very gray if he can slap an entire world tariff, but he can do several different types of tariffs. That's what
They
I've been
knew
reading
their
into.
statements were a lie. They
I'll
knew
go
it.
into it after on the next
Their
break.
statements were a dirty,
Yep.
rotten lie. Their policies created the high prices. Our policies are rapidly ending them. We are doing really well. Those prices are plummeting downward. The price of eggs is down 60%, Madam Secretary. Thank you. The cost of chicken, butter, fruit, hotels, automobiles, rent is lower today than when I took office by a lot. And even beef, which was very high, is starting to come down significantly. Just hold on a little while. We're getting it down. And soon you will see numbers that few people would think were possible to achieve just a short time ago. Nobody can believe when they see the kind of numbers, and especially energy, when they see energy going down to numbers like that, they cannot believe it. It's like another big tax cut. I'm also confronting one of the biggest ripoffs of our times, the crushing cost of health care caused by you. Since the passage of the Unaffordable Care Act, sometimes referred to as Obamacare, big insurance companies have gotten rich. It was
Trump
meant for the
RX right
insurance
here.
companies, not for the people.
True.
With our government giving them hundreds and hundreds of billions of dollars a year as their stock prices soared 1,000, 1,200, 1,400, and even 1,700%.
Before I do the
Nothing
tariffs, real
else.
quick, that sign
That's
that
why I
Representative
introduced
Al
the
Green
great
was holding up
healthcare
was
plan.
the.
I
it
want to
stated
stop
black
all
people aren't
payments to
apes.
big
That's what
insurance
the
companies
sign
and
had said.
instead
Ah.
give that money directly to the people so they can buy their own health care, which will be better health care at a much lower cost.
I actually do like this Trump RX from what I've heard. I want to dive into it a little more, but I kind of like
In
the
addition,
system.
my plan requires maximum price transparency. That's a big deal. Sounds so simple, so big.
So simple.
And I
so
did that
big,
in my
it's
first term,
crazy.
and the Democrats immediately terminated it with full knowledge that they were doing a very bad thing for the people. Costs were going to go way up, and that's what happened. And now I'm bringing them way down on health care and everything else. I'm also ending the wildly inflated cost of prescription drugs like has never happened before. Other presidents tried to do it, but they never could. They tried. Most didn't try, actually. But they tried. They said they tried. They couldn't do it. They didn't even come close. They were all talk and no action. But I got it done. Under my just enacted most favored nation agreements, Americans who have for decades paid by far the highest prices of any nation anywhere in the world for prescription drugs will now pay the lowest price anywhere in the world for drugs. Anywhere. The lowest price. So in my first year of the second term, should be my third term, but
Third term.
strange things happen. I took prescription
If
drugs,
he mentions Minnesota,
a very
I've
big
got
part of
bingo.
healthcare, from the highest price in the entire world to the lowest. That's a big achievement. The result is price differences of 300, 400, 500, 600% and more, all available right now at a new website called TrumpRx.gov. And I didn't name that one either, by the way. And here tonight is the very first customer ever to get that big discount, and it is big, Catherine Rayner. For 5 years, she and her husband have struggled with infertility, and they turned to IVF. One drug has been costing Catherine
I want to talk to you
$4,000
after
to
this.
purchase.
I'll keep this in the notes for things
But a
to
few
go over.
weeks ago,
but
she
thoughts on
logged
IVF.
onto the Trump RX website and got that same drug that cost $4,000, got it for under $500, a reduction of much more, actually, than $3,500. Catherine, we are all praying for you, and you're going to be a great mom. So now I'm calling on Congress to codify my most favored nation program into law. Now, the one thing I'm not sure it matters, because it's going to be very hard for somebody that comes along after me to say, let's raise drug prices by 700 or 800%. But John and Mike, if you don't mind, codify it anyway. They may do it. Codify it anyway. Thank you. Many Americans are also concerned that energy demand from AI data centers could unfairly drive up their electric utility bills. Tonight, I'm pleased to announce that I have negotiated the new Ratepayer Protection Pledge. You know what that is? We're telling the major tech companies that they have the obligation to provide for their own power needs. They can build their own power plants as part of their factory so that no one's prices will go up. And in many cases, prices of electricity will go down for the community, and very substantially down. This is a unique strategy never used in this country before. We have an old grid. It could never handle the kind of numbers, the amount of
I'm
electricity
open
that's
to this
needed.
idea.
So I'm telling them they can build their own plant. They're going to produce their own electricity. It will ensure the company's ability to get electricity while at the same time lowering prices of electricity for you, and could be very substantial for all of you cities and towns. You're going to see some good things happen over the next number of years. Another pillar of the American dream that has been under attack is home ownership. With us tonight is Rachel Wiggins, a mom of two from Houston. She placed bids on 20 homes and lost all of those bids to gigantic investment firms that bypassed inspection, paid all cash, and turned those houses into rentals, stealing away her American dream. She was devastated. Stories like this are why last month I signed executive order to ban large Wall Street investment firms from buying up in the thousands single-family homes. And now I'm asking Congress to make that ban permanent, because homes for people, really, that's what we want. We want homes for people, not for corporations. Corporations are doing just fine. Rachel, thank you very much. Good luck with your home. You'll get one soon.
Why executive order though? Yeah, he's done a lot for executive. He's just said that he wants them to codify it into law. My problem
We're
is
also
I need to
working
take a
to
look at
make
the
it easier
potential
for
bills
Americans
because
to
they
save
might put loopholes in there
retirement.
for these companies.
And
'cause a lot
under
of them are
this
paid off by BlackRock.
administration, we will always protect Social
BlackRock.
Security and Medicare. They are not protecting it for our seniors. We
But
will
also, you
always
can't have it
protect
both ways.
Social
You can't say we're
Security,
going to keep the home
Medicare,
values up, we're going
Medicaid.
to keep home prices up. You can't say that and then say, but we're going to help people who want to buy
Since
homes
I
by
took office,
banning
the
companies
typical
like Blackstone
401k
from buying
balance
homes.
is
You
up
can't
by
have it
at
both
least
ways.
$30,000. That's a lot of money. We have millions and millions of people, because the stock market has done so well, setting all those records. Your 401ks are way up. Yet half of all of working Americans still do not have access to a retirement plan with matching contributions from an employer. To remedy this gross disparity, I'm announcing that next year my administration will give these often forgotten American workers, great people, the people that built our country, access to the same type of retirement plan offered to every federal worker. We will match your contribution with up to $1,000 each year. As we ensure that all Americans can profit from a rising stock market, let's also ensure that members of Congress cannot corruptly profit from using insider information.
Based.
Did not have that on my bingo card.
Based. That's very based. Why is Hakeem Jeffries sitting? Yo, take account of
'cause that
who's
was-
sitting, dude.
Wow. I'm actually surprised there's so many Democrats cheering.
Hakeem Jeffries isn't
They
happy.
stood up for that. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. Did Nancy Pelosi stand up if she was here? Doubt it. Pass
Wow.
the Stop Insider Trading Act without delay.
Based. Very based.
Is that Mark
I
Kelly
wasn't
sitting?
sure
Of
if
course it is.
anybody, even on this side, was going to applaud for that. I'm very impressed. Thank you. I'm very impressed. But when it comes to the corruption that is plundering, it's plundering America. There's been no more stunning example than Minnesota, where members
Bingo.
of the Somali community
Bingo.
have pillaged
Bingo,
an estimated $19 billion from the
Bingo.
American taxpayer. Oh, we have all the
who
information.
don't know.
And in actuality,
bingo
the
who-
number is
shut
much
up.
higher than that.
The
And
economy,
California, Massachusetts,
Biden,
Maine, and many
the
other
third term,
states are even
tariffs
worse.
in Minnesota.
This
Now,
is
we
the
can
kind
get
of
it
corruption
going
that
this
shreds
way
the fabric of a
mentions the
nation, and
midterms.
we are working on it like you wouldn't believe. So tonight, although started 4 months ago, I am officially announcing the war on fraud to be led by our great Vice President, J.D. Vance.
Oh wow. Okay. Well, hopefully it's better than JD's foreign policy, but
Indeed. And it's gonna. And I'm
He'll get it done.
still suspicious. He's one of Peter Thiel's boys.
Find enough of that fraud, we will actually have a balanced budget overnight. It'll go very quickly. That's the kind of money you're talking about. We'll balance our budget. The Somali pirates who ransacked Minnesota remind us that there are large parts of the world where corruption and lawlessness are the norm, not the exception. Importing these cultures through unrestricted immigration and open borders brings those problems right here to the USA. And it is the American people who pay the price in higher medical bills, car insurance rates, rent, taxes, and perhaps most importantly, crime. We will take care of this problem. We're going to take care of this problem. We are not playing games. Delilah. Delilah Colden was only 5 years old in June 2024 when a 18-wheel tractor trailer plowed into her stopped car traveling at 60 miles an hour or more. The driver was an illegal alien let in by Joe Biden and given a commercial driver's license by open borders politicians in California. Doctors said Delilah would never be able to walk or talk, have a good life. She wouldn't even be able to eat again. But against all odds, she is now in the first grade learning to walk. And she's here this evening with her dad, Marcus, a fantastic man. Delilah, please, you are a great inspiration. Please stand up.
Good night, Moravian. Good to see you out here tonight, bud.
Good night, brother. Also, we have more people than the
Thank you,
National
Bilal.
High School.
Many,
you
if
know,
not
Taylor
most,
Sharp's
illegal aliens do not
group.
speak
We have more
English
people
and cannot read
watching
even
ours.
the most basic road signs as to direction, speed, danger, or location. That's why tonight I'm calling on Congress to pass what we will call the Delilah Law, barring any state from granting commercial driver's licenses to illegal aliens.
I don't know how this is not
You
the
like
right
that?
thing. Looking at you, California, Governor Newsom.
And yesterday, as you probably saw at the White House, I hosted a ceremony with Americans who lost their treasured loved ones to the scourge of illegal immigration. People came into our country, how we allowed this to happen with our open borders. These are the angel moms and families that for decades our government betrayed and our media totally ignored. It was terrible. Hard to believe, actually. In 2023, a 16-year-old high school cheerleader named Elizabeth Medina was supposed to perform in her town's Christmas parade, but she never arrived. Her mother, Jacqueline, went home to look for her, and she found her lying dead in a bathtub, bleeding profusely after being stabbed 25 times. Elizabeth's killer was a previously arrested illegal alien who had broken in and brutally extinguished the brightest light in her family's life, violently and viciously. Her heartbroken mother is in the gallery to remind everyone in this chamber exactly why we are deporting illegal alien criminals to our country at record numbers, and we're getting them the hell out of here fast. We don't want
Record
them.
numbers. That is patently false. You've deported 615,000. You're on pace to go under Obama's numbers. Pathetic, coming from the President of the United States. Unacceptable.
Thank you very much, Jacqueline. Thank you. We can never forget that many in this room not only allowed the border invasion to happen before I got involved, but indeed they would do it all over again if they ever had the chance. If they ever got elected, they would open up those borders to some of the worst criminals anywhere in the world. The only thing standing
Deport the ones
between
who are
Americans
here,
and a
dude.
wide open border right now is President Donald J. Trump and our great Republican patriots in Congress. Thank you. Thank you. As we speak, Democrats in this chamber have cut off all funding for the Department of Homeland Security. It's all cut off. It's all cut off. They have instituted another Democrat shutdown, the first one costing us 2 points on GDP. 2 points we lost on GDP, which probably made them quite happy, actually. Now they have closed the agency responsible for protecting Americans from terrorists and murderers. Tonight I'm demanding the full and immediate restoration of all funding for the border security, Homeland Security of the United States, and also for helping people clean up their snow. We have no money because of the Democrats, and it would be nice. We'd love to give you a hand at cleaning it up, but you gave no money. Nobody's getting paid. It's a shame. So you have to think about it. We have, in case you didn't know, a pretty large snowstorm out there. One of the great things about the State of the Union is how it gives Americans the chance to see clearly what their representatives really believe. So tonight, I'm inviting every legislator to join with my administration in reaffirming a fundamental principle. If you agree with this statement, then stand up and show your support. The first duty of the American government is to protect American citizens, not illegal aliens.
Let's see. Please turn the camera. Wow.
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 None of them.
Wow.
Maybe a couple here and there.
Unreal. Look at the right, though. Look all the way at the right. There's 50 sitting down. Oh, come on. Turn it back. Wow.
Wow, dude, that's crazy.
Well, they're just going to say, it was a publicity stunt. No, that's actually how you feel. Be honest.
Yeah.
Look at that. Look
Oh,
at
my
that.
word, dude.
Wow. Your elected officials, everyone. Unreal. All of those people sitting. Wow. Of course, the generals and Supreme Court, they have to sit. They're not allowed to stand up, really. Can't show favoritism. But wow. Democratic leadership. Unreal. Yeah, there's a good angle. 50 over 50. Ugh. Inexcusable. Yeah, I see you, Hakeem.
Bro, he
Wow.
looks so sad, dude. Bro's
He
sitting
is.
there with his hands in his lap, just
He looks like the zebra from the Lion King that Donald Trump sent out on True Social or Twitter a few weeks ago.
the
Or a week ago.
Lions lead.
Isn't that a shame? You should be ashamed of yourself not standing up. You should be ashamed of yourself. That is why I'm also asking you to end deadly sanctuary cities that protect the criminals and enact serious penalties for public officials who block the removal of criminal aliens.
Johnson gonna
In
slam
many
his-
cases, drug lords, murderers
to.
all over our country.
Maybe.
They're blocking the removal of
Use
these
your
people
gavel, Mr.
out of
Speaker.
our country, and you should be ashamed of yourself.
Wow. He went scorched earth. Wow.
And perhaps most importantly, I'm asking you to approve the Save America Act. To stop illegal aliens and others who are unpermitted persons from voting in our sacred American elections. The cheating is rampant in our elections. It's rampant. It's very simple. All voters must show voter ID.
Yeah.
How this isn't already a thing is mind-boggling.
Oh, yeah.
All voters must show proof of citizenship in order to vote. And no more crooked mail-in ballots except for illness, disability, military, or travel. None. And this should be an easy one. And by the way, it's polling at 89%, including Democrats. 89%.
That's true. It's very true.
Yep, 100%. It's a bipartisan issue. 80-20 again. Well, 90
And
10.
even the
It's
new
actually
communist
90-10
mayor of
now.
New York City, I think he's a nice guy, actually. Speak to him a lot. Bad
The
policy,
communist
but
mayor
nice
of New York
guy.
City.
Just
Yeah,
said they
that's
want
right.
people to shovel snow. They got hit hard. Wants them to shovel snow, but if you apply for that job, you need to show 2 original forms of ID and a social security card.
Nice. Good point.
Yet they don't want identification for the greatest privilege of them all, voting in America. No, it's no good. No good. Both Republicans and Democrats overwhelmingly agree on the policy that we just enunciated. And Congress should unite and enact this common sense, country saving legislation right now, and it should be before anything else happens. And the reason they don't want to do it, why would anybody not want voter ID? One reason, because they want to cheat. There's only one reason. They make up all excuses. They say it's racist. They come up with things you almost say, what imagination they have. They want to cheat. They have cheated, and their policy is so bad that the only way they can get elected is to cheat. And we're going to stop it. We have to stop it, John. And here is one more opportunity to show common sense in government. In the gallery tonight are Sage Blair and her mother, Michelle. In 2021, Sage was 14 when school officials in Virginia sought to socially transition her to a new gender, treating her as a boy and hiding it from her parents. Hard to believe, isn't it? Before long, a confused Sage ran away from home after she was found in a horrific situation in Maryland. A left-wing judge refused to return Sage to her parents because they did not immediately state that their daughter was their son. Sage was thrown into an all-boys state home and suffered terribly for a long time. But today, all of that is behind them because Sage is a proud and wonderful young woman with a full ride scholarship to Liberty University. Sage and Michelle, please stand up.
Oh, come on. This? Really?
And thank you for your great bravery. And who can believe that we're even speaking about things like this? 15 years ago, if somebody was up here and said that, they'd say, what's wrong with him? But now we have to say it because it's going on all over numerous states without even telling the parents. But surely we can all agree no state can be allowed to rip children from their parents' arms and transition them to a new gender against the parents' will. Who would believe that we're even talking about this? We must ban it, and we must ban it immediately.
I know, dude. The little.
Look,
like,
nobody stands up. These people are crazy. I'm telling you. They're crazy.
He is going scorched earth tonight. I'm all for it, but at the same time,
Amazing.
divisive politics.
Boy, oh boy. We're lucky we have a country. With people like this, Democrats are destroying our country, but we've stopped it just in the nick of time, didn't we? Huh?
No, we continue to manage the decline. We're just monitoring the situation now.
No one cares more about protecting America's youth than our wonderful First Lady. Now a movie star. She's a movie star. Can you believe it? Who would have believed that? Over the past year, she has had an incredible impact championing AI legislation, advancing a landmark executive order on foster care, and helping secure $30 million to launch the Melania Trump Foster Youth to Independence Initiative. It's a tremendous, really a tremendous thing that happened and had a lot of bipartisan support. She gets much better bipartisan support than I do. I get none. She gets a lot. Someday you're going to have to tell me how you did that. And students and educators in every state have joined the First Lady's efforts in the presidential AI challenge, keeping America's next generation positioned to succeed and strongly succeed in the future. Tonight, we welcome two young people whose lives reflect the First Lady's impact, Sierra Burns and Everest Nevermont. Thank you both, and Melania, thank you. I know how hard you worked on it. Thank you very much.
Thank you, everyone, for joining in. This has been great. We're going to stick around all the way till the end. We're going to give our honest reactions and feedback and a few fact checks. So stick around. Thank you all for joining on a wonderful, wonderful evening. God bless everyone.
I'm very proud to say that during my time in office, both the first 4 years and in particular this last year, there has been a tremendous renewal in religion, faith, Christianity, and belief in God. Tremendous renewal. This is especially true among young people, and a big part of that had to do with my great friend, Charlie Kirk, a great guy, great man. So last year, Charlie was violently murdered by an assassin and martyred, really martyred for his beliefs. His wonderful wife, Erica, is with us tonight. Erica, please stand.
Cadence is probably foaming at the mouth.
Yeah.
Thank you, Erica. Been through a lot. In Charlie's memory, we must all come together to reaffirm that America is one nation under God, and we must totally reject political violence of any kind.
Wow, the Democrats are actually standing. Look at that.
We love religion.
That's good.
And we love bringing it back. And it's coming back at levels that nobody actually thought possible. It's really a beautiful thing to see. Above all, unleashing America's promise requires keeping our communities safe. We have made incredible strides, yet dangerous repeat offenders continue to be released by pro-crime Democrat politicians again and again. We are honored to be joined tonight by a woman who's been through hell, Anya Zarutska. In 2022, she and her beautiful daughter, so beautiful, what a beautiful young woman, Irina, fled war-torn Ukraine to live with relatives near Charlotte, North Carolina. And by the way, what's going on with Charlotte? Last summer, 23-year-old Irina was riding home on the train when a deranged monster who had been arrested over a dozen times and was released through no cash bail stood up and viciously slashed a knife through her neck and body. No one will ever forget there were people on that train. No one will ever forget the expression of terror on Irina's face as she looked up at her attacker in the last seconds of her life. She died instantly. She had escaped a brutal war only to be slain by a hardened criminal, set free to kill in America, came in through open borders. Mrs. Zarutska, tonight I promise you we will ensure justice for your magnificent daughter, Irina. How do you not stand? How do you not stand? I'm asking this Congress to pass tough legislation to ensure that violent and dangerous repeat offenders are put behind bars, and importantly, that they stay there. Starting last summer, I deployed our National Guard and federal law enforcement to restore law and order to our most dangerous cities, including Memphis, Tennessee, big success, New Orleans, Louisiana, big success, and our nation's capital itself, Washington, D.C., where we have almost no crime anymore in Washington, D.C. How did that happen? In fact, crime in Washington is now at the lowest level ever recorded, and murders in D.C. this January were down close to 100% from a year ago. They don't like to hear that. One of sick people, one of the brave service members who helped achieve this stunning turnaround was 20-year-old West Virginia Army National Guard Specialist Sarah Beckstrom. After a 4-month deployment, she voluntarily extended her service, and her rank was going to be lifted. She was doing so well. They were so proud of her. But the very next day, she was on patrol near the White House when she was ambushed and shot in the head by a terrorist monster from Afghanistan. Shouldn't have been in our country. And all because she wore the uniform of our nation. She was shot. He traveled here because he didn't like people wearing our uniform. He was sick and deranged. Shouldn't have been in our country. Sarah Beckstrom died in order to defend our capital, and we are honored to be joined by her wonderful parents, Gary and Evalie. Your daughter was a true American patriot, and she will be greatly missed. She was a great person. I saw reports on her. They've never seen anything like it. So sorry. Thank you very much. She's a great young lady. I saw reports that were like, perfect. She was perfect. Serving alongside Sarah that day was Staff Sergeant Andrew Wolf. The terrorist shot Andrew in the head, and no one thought he could possibly make it. The two of them, Sarah and Andrew, both shot violently in the head. Neither was expected to make it. They weren't even given a chance, except his wonderful mother, named Melody, who I spoke to the same night. And she was so positive. The doctors thought that Andrew was gone. But his mother said, no, Mr. President, Andrew will be fine. He's going to make it. I've never seen anything like it. I mean, he was given almost no chance. She said, I have no doubt, sir, he's going to be okay. This was a conversation that I had with her that night, with her son laying helplessly in bed, blood all over. Everybody is praying, she said, sir, he will be okay. The doctors didn't understand what she was saying. And after looking at the results of the damage done, neither did I. She was so strong and conclusive that even Andrew's great father felt she didn't really understand the gravity of the situation. But she turned out to be right. Right, Melody? She turned out to be right.
That's a great moment.
It is. It was a good moment.
Amazing, actually. I said, where does this woman come from? She's the most positive person I've ever met. With God's help, Andrew has battled back from the edge of death, and we're talking about the edge of death, on his way to a miraculous recovery. He's got a little work to do, but he's doing great. Nice to see you. He's a good-looking guy. Nice to see you. Thanks, Andrew. Thank you very much. So, Andrew, while you're up, now I'm going to ask a highly respected General James Seward to present Staff Sergeant Andrew Wolf and the great family of Sarah Beckstrom with the award created by our late great President George Washington himself. It's called the Purple Heart.
Purple Heart. Fitting.
We love you all. Love you. We're proudly restoring safety for Americans at home, and we are also restoring security for Americans abroad. Our country has never been stronger. In my first 10 months, I ended 8 wars, including Cambodia. Isn't it funny? Sick people. Cambodia and Thailand, Pakistan and India. Would have been a nuclear war. 35 million people, said the Prime Minister of Pakistan, would have died if it were not for my involvement. Kosovo and Serbia, Israel and Iran, Egypt and Ethiopia, Armenia and Azerbaijan, the Congo and Rwanda, and of course the war in Gaza, which proceeds at a very low level. It's just about there. And I want to thank Steve Witkoff and Jared Kushner for your help. Thank you, Steve. Thank you, Jared. And I also want to thank the man they report to, Secretary of State Marco Rubio. Thank you, Marco. People are like you. You know, Marco got 100% of the votes when he was in confirmation. I think our next one was about 54%. And some of the Democrats are now saying, I can't believe we approved that guy. And he said it's an honor that they feel that way, right, Marco? You have done a great job, great Secretary of State. I think he'll go down as the best ever. Under the ceasefire I negotiated, every single hostage, both living
sir,
and
I'm
dead,
going to have to go
has
ahead
been
and head out
returned
here
home.
on
Can
my
you
end.
believe that?
Thank you, sir.
It was a pleasure, sir. You have a good night, and we'll catch up later. Will you have a breakdown on your podcast just so people can go to
Nobody
every
thought it
platform?
was possible.
Absolutely.
Nobody thought
All right,
that
you
was
heard him here,
possible.
folks. Isaiah, thank you.
Both
I'm going to
living
keep
and
this
dead,
going,
and
and
those
we're going to have
parents
a live reaction at the end.
Who
But
had a dead
Isaiah,
son,
God
their
bless you, and
boy,
thank you
they'd
for
always
being
tell
here
me
today.
their boy. They wanted him as
Sure,
much as though he were living. It was an amazing period of time. And back, and when we got all of the living hostages back, and many, many before them, but I always said those last 20 are going to be very tough, but we got many, many more, hundreds. But I said those last 20 are going to be tough. We got them back, but we only got back 14 or 15 of the dead of the 28. And believe it or not, Hamas worked along with Israel, and they dug and they dug and they dug. It's a tough thing to do, going through bodies all over, passing up 100 bodies sometimes for each one that they found. Tough job. And they finally got it back to 27. And then Steve and Jared, they got it back to 28. They found all 28. Nobody thought that was possible, but we did it. And I remember the family of the 28th. They were so grieved, but they were so happy as it's possible to be. They had their boy back. The mother said, "Sir, we have our boy back." What a period of time that was, but we got them all back. So thank you both very much. Great job.
Yeah, Gabe, we definitely have to get him on it, but he's done a great job. He has a great podcast. He's going to be part of the Martin Media Company, which you all are not aware while we have a brief second.
And we're working very
creating
hard to
something
end
very
the ninth
special.
war.
We'll talk about
The
it at
killing
the
and
end.
slaughter between Russia and Ukraine, where 25,000 soldiers are dying each and every month. Think of that, 25,000 soldiers are dying a month. A war which would have never happened if I were president. Would have never happened. As president, I will make peace wherever I can, but I will never hesitate to confront threats to America wherever we must. That's why in a breakthrough operation last June, the United States military obliterated Iran's nuclear weapons program with an attack on Iranian soil known as Operation Midnight Hammer. Good. For decades, it had been the policy of the United States never to allow Iran to obtain a nuclear weapon. Many decades. Since they seized control of that proud nation 47 years ago, the regime and its murderous proxies have spread nothing but terrorism and death and hate. They've killed and maimed thousands of American service members and hundreds of thousands and even millions of people with what's called roadside bombs. They were the kings of the roadside bomb. And we took out Soleimani. I did that during my first term. Had a huge impact. He was the father of the roadside bomb. And just over the last couple of months with the protests, they've killed at least, it looks like 32,000 protesters, 32,000 protesters in their own country. They shot them and hung them. We stopped them from hanging a lot of them with the threat of serious violence. But this is some terrible people. They've already developed missiles that can threaten Europe and our bases overseas, and they're working to build missiles that will soon reach the United States of America. After Midnight Hammer, they were warned to make no future attempts to rebuild their weapons program, and in particular, nuclear weapons. Yet they continue, starting it all over. We wiped it out, and they want to start all over again, and are at this moment again pursuing their sinister ambitions. We are in negotiations with them. They want to make a deal, but we haven't heard those secret words. We will never have a nuclear weapon. My preference.
And they're never going to say it. They're just going to keep stalling you so they can try to build up their arsenal or build up nuclear weapons or create more missiles or IBCMs. You know, that's the one thing. I don't get why we keep trying to strike a deal here.
My
It's not
preference is
working.
to solve this problem through diplomacy. But one thing is certain, I will never allow the world's #1 sponsor of terror, which they are by far, to have a nuclear weapon. Can't let that happen.
There's a reason the JCPOA was a terrible document that probably got us into the situation in the first place. Stop trying to make a deal. Stop. That's the only thing that I could say on that.
And no nation should ever doubt America's resolve.
For them, absolutely, but they're
We
not
have the
going to
most
take
powerful military on earth. I rebuilt the military in my first term. We're going to continue to do so. Also, we just approved a $1 trillion budget. We have no choice. We have to be strong because hopefully we will seldom have to use this great power that we built together. It's really called Peace Through Strength, and it's been very, very effective.
Teddy Roosevelt originally had said something like this. Then Ronald
Well,
Reagan,
thanks
and now
to
President Trump.
Republican
You love to see
In Congress,
history
we're
come
investing
full
that
circle.
record number of dollars, have no choice, in the United States Armed Forces. Also creating a lot of jobs, but we're not even doing it for that reason. Because as I said, we have more jobs, more people working today than ever before in the history of our country. And NATO countries are friends and allies. They are. They're our friends and they're our allies. Have just agreed at my very strong request to pay 5% of GDP for military defense rather than the 2%, which they weren't paying. We were paying for almost all of NATO. Now they're paying 5 as opposed to not paying 2. And getting that 5% was something which everyone said would never be done, could not happen. We got it really easily. One meeting. And big difference between 2% that's not paid. We were paying the freight of many of them. Very few were paid up. Now 5%, then they're paid. And everything we send over to Ukraine is sent through NATO, and they pay us in full. They pay us totally in full. Every branch of our armed forces is setting records for recruitment. This is so exciting. And every service member recently.
Yeah, this is great. It kind of sucks for some of us in like a friendly way, because a lot of these bonuses that they
And
were
every
giving out
service
we're no
member
longer
recently
receiving because
received
so
a
many people
warrior
are coming in.
dividend of $1,776. You know, they put it on my desk. We got the money from tariffs and other things. A lot of money we have. We have much more money than people understand. Have to rebuild that program a little bit, but it won't take long. But we got the money, and it was $1,775, and they wanted my approval. And I said, "What's the number?" $1,775. I said, "Wait a minute. For one more dollar, we can have $1,776. It's going to." I said, "We're going to figure that." I never asked anybody if we could afford it. One more dollar. I said $1,776, and I said, "That's good." And I'll tell you what, our military. That was 4 months ago. Our military. I never see a person in the military that doesn't thank me for it. So we're honored to do it. They deserve it. And we call it 1776. It was great. And we love our military. We love our law enforcement. We love our firemen. You know, the firemen don't get mentioned enough. We love our firemen. We're also restoring American security and dominance in the Western Hemisphere, acting to secure our national interests and defend our country from violence, drugs, terrorism, and foreign interference. For years, large swaths of territory in our region, including large parts of Mexico, really large parts of Mexico, have been controlled by murderous drug cartels. That's why I designated these cartels as foreign terrorist organizations, and I declared illicit fentanyl as a weapon of mass destruction. And with our new military campaign, we have stopped record amounts of drugs coming into our country and virtually stopped it completely coming in by water or sea. You probably noticed that. We very seriously damaged their fishing industry also. Nobody wants to go fishing anymore. We've also taken down one of the most sinister cartel kingpins of all. You saw that yesterday. In January,
No, sir. I am in the full-blown army. Yes, I'm
in
in the army.
January, elite American warriors carried out one of the most complex, spectacular feats of military competence and power in world history. No one's seen anything like it. Foreign leaders, I won't tell you who, called me and they said, very impressive, very impressive. They couldn't believe, they all watched. They saw what happened. This is a different fighting force that we had years ago when we fought to tie. No, it's a great fighting force. I'm so proud of it. Look at Space Force. Space Force is my baby because we did that. My baby is becoming so important.
That's what I was going to say. Probably the rivers and then seas, because a lot of drugs are transported through other bodies of water than just the ocean and the seas. That's probably what he was saying. That would be my guess, but
And America's armed forces overwhelmed all defenses and utterly defeated an enemy, good fighters, to end the reign of outlaw dictator Nicolas Maduro and bring him to face American justice. And this was an absolutely colossal victory for the security of the United States, and it also opens up a bright new beginning for the people of Venezuela. We're working closely with the new president of Venezuela, Delcy Rodriguez, to unleash extraordinary economic gains for both of our countries and to bring new hope to those who have suffered so terribly. They really did suffer. With us tonight is Alejandro Gonzalez. She grew up in a tight-knit Venezuelan family and was especially close to her beloved uncle Enrique. But after Enrique ran for office and opposed Maduro, he was kidnapped by Maduro's security forces and thrown into the regime's really infamous prison in Caracas. Alejandro feared she would never see her uncle again. She feared for her own life also. But since the raid, we have worked with the new leadership, and they have ordered the closure of that vile prison and released hundreds of political prisoners already, with more to come. Alejandro, I'm pleased to inform you that not only has your uncle been released, but he is here tonight. We brought him over to celebrate his freedom with you in person. Enrique, please come down. Thank you, Enrique. Have a good time. Nice to have you back, Enrique. There were many heroes on that January raid to capture Maduro, really great heroes. It was very dangerous. They knew we were coming. They were all set. But the deeds of one warrior that night will live forever in the eternal chronicles of military valor. Chief Warrant Officer 5, Eric Slover, planned the mission and was the flight lead in the cockpit of the first helicopter, a big, beautiful, powerful helicopter. It was a massive Chinook carrying, as you can imagine, many, many American warfighters. Wearing the dog tags, his wife Amy had blessed with holy water before he left. She knew it was going to be a rough one. Eric steered the Chinook under the cover of night and descended swiftly upon Maduro's heavily protected military fortress. This was a major military installation, protected by thousands of soldiers and guarded by Russian and Chinese military technology. How did that work out? Not too good. While preparing to land, enemy machine guns fired from every angle, and Eric was hit very badly in the leg and hip, one bullet after another. He absorbed 4 agonizing shots, shredding his leg into numerous pieces. And yet, despite the fact that the use of his legs was vital to successful helicopter flight, legs are the most important part of flying a helicopter, to deliver the many commandos who would capture and detain Maduro was the only thing Eric was thinking about. Then, even as he was gushing blood, which was flowing back down the aisle, helicopter lands at a steep angle. The machine gun stood right in front of him. They were right in front of him, 2 machine gunners who escaped the wrath of the previous planes. Eric maneuvered his helicopter with all of those lives and souls to face the enemy and let his gunners eliminate the threat. Turned the helicopter around so the gunners could take care of business, saving the lives of his fellow warriors from what could have been a catastrophic crash deep in enemy territory. Only after safely landing the helicopter with all the warriors aboard in the exact right spot, which was vital to the mission. We probably would have had to maybe cancel the mission if that didn't happen. Eric told his co-pilot, also wounded, but not as gravely, to take over. I'm about ready to pass out. The success of the entire mission and the lives of his fellow warriors hinge on Eric's ability to take the searing pain. It was unbelievable what's happened to his legs of the bullets and keep on flying and landing, and people knew what was happening. Everybody in the back of the helicopter knew because they saw the blood pouring down the aisle. Chief Warrant Officer Slover is still recovering from his serious wounds, but I'm thrilled to say that he is here tonight with his wife, Amy. Eric and Amy, come on in.
I mean, what a cool movement. We all knew that there was going to be some Trumponian effect with his State of the Union, but this is just great, and that's an American hero right there, so I love to see it. Take that, China. I love it.
So we have a surprise for Eric and Amy. In recognition of Eric's actions above and beyond the call of duty, I would now like to ask General Jonathan Braga to present Chief Warrant Officer Slover with our nation's highest military award, the Congressional Medal of Honor.
Wow. Congratulations to him and his family. That is the most prestigious award that you could ever get, ever. I mean, that is phenomenal. Wow, good for him, good for his family. And that, again, is an American patriot, an American hero. God bless this country. Only in America. I love it. Do we have any guesses how much longer the State of the Union is going to be in the comments? Go ahead and drop them. I'm going to say 2:17, so about 17 more minutes. What are y'all thinking?
Well, thank you very much, Eric and Amy. Great to get to know you. I met with them and with a lot of their fellow warriors at Fort Bragg recently. You notice the name Fort Bragg, we have it back, we brought it back. We won the First World War with it, the Second World War with it, and then they decided to change the name. So we changed it back. Everybody wanted to change back too. And 10 of Eric's fellow warriors from that incredible night of victory will also be receiving medals at a private ceremony that will soon be held at the White House, and Eric will be there. Thank you. Thank you, Eric. That's a big one. Tonight we've celebrated many truly extraordinary American patriots, but there is one last living legend to honor before we go. He is one more heroic American aviator, Navy fighter pilot. Royce Williams served in World War II, Korea, Vietnam, flying more than 220 missions. In the skies over Korea in 1952, Royce was in the dogfight of a lifetime, legendary dogfight. Flying through blizzard conditions, his squadron was ambushed by 7 Soviet fighter planes. It was his first aerial combat of the war, and despite being massively outnumbered and outgunned, Royce led the takedown of 4 enemy jets and almost destroyed the others, vanquishing his adversaries while taking 263 bullets to his own plane and being seriously hurt. His story was secret for over 50 years. He didn't even want to tell his wife, but the legend grew and grew. But tonight, at 100 years old, this brave Navy captain is finally getting the recognition he deserves. He was a legend long before this evening. Royce, please stand up, and I will ask the First Lady of the United States to present Captain Royce Williams with his Congressional Medal of Honor.
Amen. He looks great for 100. Wow. That is a legend right there as well. Good for him. Notice how he wasn't begging for a medal. Didn't sound like he ever begged for it. He just did what was right for the country and fought for the country that he loved without demanding anything. And that is something of a hero, and that is noble. Wasn't asking for a handout or any of that. I love that. God bless him. Exactly. That's how you top a Medal of Honor. That is the most prestigious award ever. Wow. Gives a thumbs up. I love that. Oh. I'm glad everyone stood up too. That's great. Well, mostly everyone. 2 heroes.
Thank you, Royce, and thank you, Eric. I've always wanted the Congressional Medal of Honor, but I was informed I'm not allowed to give it to myself, and I wouldn't know why I'd be taking it, but if they ever open up that law, I will be there with you someday. But you know, that's our highest honor, Congressional Medal of Honor, and that's a big thing. And it's an honor to be in the same room with you. Thank you both very much, Eric. Thank you. Thank you. 250 years is a long time in the life of a nation, but in another sense, it's really a mere moment in the eye of history. Two of the gentlemen we met in the gallery this evening took their first breaths 1 century ago, 100 years before that, on July 4th, 1826, the author of the Declaration of Independence, brilliant, Thomas Jefferson, drew his last breath. Just a single long human lifespan separates the giants who declared and won our independence from the heroes who stand among us tonight. Everything our nation has done, everything we have achieved, has been the work of those few great lifetimes. In those brief chapters, Americans built this nation from 13 humble colonies into the pinnacle of human civilization and human freedom, the strongest, wealthiest, most powerful, most successful nation in all of history. Americans ventured out across the daunting and dangerous continent. We carved paths through an unforgiving wilderness, settled a boundless frontier, and tamed the beautiful but very, very dangerous Wild West. From empty marshes and wide open plains, we raised up the world's greatest cities. Together, we mastered the world's mightiest industries and shattered history's monstrous tyrannies. And we liberated millions from the chains of fascism, communism, oppression, and terror. Americans lifted humanity into the skies on the wings of aluminum and steel. And then we launched mankind into the stars on rockets powered by sheer American will and with our ingenuity. We captivated the planet with American culture. And now we are pioneering the next great American breakthroughs that will change the entire world. All of this and so much more is the enduring legacy, unmatched glory of the hardworking patriots who built and defended this country and who still carry the hopes and freedoms on all of humanity's backs. For years, they were forgotten, betrayed, and cast aside. But that great betrayal is over, and they will never be forgotten again. Because when the world needs courage, daring, vision, and inspiration, it is still turning to America. And when God needs a nation to work his miracles, he knows exactly who to ask. There is no challenge Americans cannot overcome, no frontier too vast for us to conquer, no dream too bold for us to chase, no horizon too distant for us to claim. For our destiny is written by the hand of providence, and these first 250 years were just the beginning. From the rugged border towns of Texas to the heartland villages of Michigan, from the sun-kissed shores of Florida to the endless fields of the Dakotas, and from the historic streets of Philadelphia to right here in our nation's capital, Washington, D.C., the golden age of America is upon us. The revolution that began in 1776 has not ended. It still continues because the flame of liberty and independence still burns in the heart of every American patriot. And our future will be bigger, better, brighter, bolder, and more glorious than ever before. Thank you, God bless you, and God bless America.
All right, I'll give my live reaction here in about 30-ish seconds or so. I'll kind of let him walk out, and then I'll close up the window, and we'll go over the takes. I'm curious, everyone, before I get into my speaking, I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Just say what you're thinking, what you're feeling, your overall impression. Maybe write it on a scale 1 to 10 what you thought. Maybe some good things, some bad things. But overall, I would love to hear what you all say before I dive in to what I am going to say today. But yeah, what a speech. What a moment to be alive. And I'll tell you what, we'll talk about the entire speech here in a minute, but that ending was top tier. And man, I just, yeah, please feel free to say some stuff in the comments and I'll respond to it and add off of it, but I'll go ahead and give my notes here in about another 30-ish seconds or so. So if you're about to leave, I encourage you not to, but if you're about to, because I know it is late, thank you all so much for being here and God bless you all. When I do my reaction, it's probably only going to be about 5 to 10 minutes because it has been a long live stream, and I know you all have better things to do with your life, and I'll probably need to go and get some sleep after this. But what a historic night. But again, please leave your comments here, and I'll begin starting to speak here in a few minutes as the president exits. Wait for a few more comments, and then I'll go ahead and get started. All right, let me try to get me back here to front and center, and then we'll dive into it. Perfect. There we go. All right. Well, the first one here, a 8, maybe a 9. My main gripes would have been on the housing market. So actually, Isaiah beforehand, he did let me know that you were experiencing that, and I'm sorry to hear that. But yeah, I tell you what, I know that there's a lot of crazy things going on, and a lot of people are upset with the president and really all of our politics. But that was a great speech in my mind. I'd probably give that an 8 to 9. There are a couple things that I'll touch on that maybe have been fabricated just a little bit, but overall, I thought that was a great speech. That was a typical Trumponian speech. He had elements where he's giving people awards. He's introducing wonderful people that make up America. That was the president right there in full display. I think his best moment probably came at the end. That was a great ending to a very long, but overall a very great speech. One thing that I will say, I think this is why I'd probably give it a 9 or maybe an 8, 8.5, somewhere in that ballpark. The divisiveness. Now, I get it. I'm all for calling out your opponents once in a while, but just the consistent berating, that's the issue that I had with it. When he kept saying that terrible people, look at those people, and then in the next breath saying, how could anybody be opposed to this and stuff? That is the issue right there. But overall, I thought that was an amazing speech. I'll dive into it more here in a few seconds. I only caught the last 30 minutes, but what I saw was great. Yeah, absolutely. The last 30 minutes, it always, a typical Trumponian speech, it starts a little bit rocky, and then it kind of builds up momentum there. He was fired up. He must have had an energy drink or a triple shot of espresso. I don't know what it was, but he was fired up, and you love to see the president like that. It reminds me of 2015, 2016, when he was running the campaign, and he was just fired up, going after everyone. Low energy Jeb, small hands Marco. But again, this was a great speech. The only problem I have was just the divisiveness, right? Again, I'm all for shellacking your enemies once in a while, or shellacking your opponents, I should say. No one's an enemy here in America. But that, I think there were times when he just went a little too far and crossed the line just a little bit, right? I think it's, maybe call him out once, which I'm not really agreeing with, but when you consistently kind of berate them, that's the issue that I have. But overall, what a great speech, and we'll dive into some of the nuances here in a few seconds. It's all good, man. I was the dummy that thought I could own a home. Yeah, it's definitely tough, especially in this day and market. I actually did produce an episode, I think it was 2 weeks ago now, week before, 2 weeks, something like that. But it goes over Blackstone, BlackRock, and keeping... hold on one second here. There we go. Yeah, so just overall, great speech. And, I think it's very important. He highlighted the military, he highlighted these individuals. It was great. And that's just truly what you want in a leader. And I know people are going to probably blast him over some of his remarks, but overall, that was a great speech. One critique I do have, by the way, I was fact checking a little bit during it, not going excessive. And some things I already knew off the top of my head. So as far as the 1776 pay that the military received, that wasn't through tariff money. That was actually through BAH that was already allocated by Congress to give the United States troops. So it was just an added bonus to give it to everyone instead of just a select few. So other than that, for the most part, the truth was stated throughout the speech. I'm sure there's a couple nuanced things that I'm missing that probably are misquotes or maybe just not 100% true. But overall, it was a great speech. Highlighted some great things that they are doing. The Save America Act, 100% for that. I hope that does get passed. Absolutely. Let's see. Yeah, I can see how the divisiveness spoiled the speech. That's the only critique. If you're going to do one little whammo, I think that's for the most part pretty tolerable, but he just kept going back and forth. Shame on you, shame on you, shame on you, which in reality, that's fine. That's what I think. But if I was the president and I'm kind of preaching unity and bringing the nation together for 250 years, I'm not going to just continue to berate the people that are in my opposition. I'm just not going to do that. But, it is the president, and honestly, that was probably one of the more mild-mannered speeches he's ever given. But yeah, what a night. Typical Trumponian style of 2 hours and 10 minutes. You pretty much hit it right on the head. I think it was 2 hours, 9 minutes, and 38 seconds when he finished, Gabe, that we were tracking. So you basically hit it on the head. I'll give you your kudos now. But I'm curious. I see that there's 6 people watching. I've had 2 people respond. Is there any other comments rating the speech? Even if you have an opinion and you don't agree with the speech, or you give it a 2 out of 10, that's fine. I still want to hear from you and your thoughts and how we can maybe bridge the gap a little bit. So as much as this is a Christian conservative stemmed podcast and platform, I'm here to encompass everyone, and I love just interacting with all the amazing individuals out there who make up America. So if you have a differing opinion, by all means, go ahead and state it. United, exactly. United, 100%. United States, and especially for the 250th year anniversary, you have to have a great message unifying the America. And I'd say 95%, 90% of that speech was unifying, but there were a couple little things in there that were not so unifying. Overall, though, again, this was a great speech. I'm super blessed to be in this country. I love America, and I cannot wait to move up the political food chain, if you will, and eventually get into the House of Representatives, Senate, governor, and one day president. That is truly what I want to do with my life, is I want to become the president. And this podcast is just a better way for me to articulate, a better way to get my ideas out there and what I believe in, and just overall, interact and meet wonderful individuals like all of y'all who are in the comments here. -3 out of 10, too divisive, and a lot of fabrications that make it hard to believe the other claims he had. Was it the best way to get in touch? What is the best way? Oh, to get in touch? Absolutely, you can message me. I'll respond to your comment here in a second, Jacob. The best way to get in touch with me is just on YouTube. If you want to reach out personally, Instagram at the Martin Memo, Facebook, X. I have just about everything, so I promise you I'm out there. There's a few news articles written about me that have blasted my number, unfortunately, so my current number, my personal number, might have to turn into my work phone number. But yeah, I'm all out there. I'm happy to talk with anyone, even if you have a differing opinion. Obviously, Mr. Jacob Neely here has a differing opinion. Him and I have talked. We've had great conversations, kind of bridging the gap. He has a lot of discrepancies with the left side of things as well. So we have great conversations, and that is what it is about, being united. We come from all different walks of life. We come from all different backgrounds. We grew up a whole bunch of different ways. But if we can try to bridge the gap, and instead of focusing on the things that divide us, but the things that strengthen us and unify us, I promise you, America is going to be so much better off. But Jacob, I do want to dive into your comments here. I promised you I would. Martin LaFoe ticket, yes, I'd love to see it. But Jacob, I would agree. I don't think, out of the spirit of being completely divisive, I don't think you can give it a -3 out of 10, for my opinion. But you are right; it was very divisive, and he said it a lot worse. Don't get me wrong, but there were elements that were divisive, and I think that kind of took away from the overall message. Right? I've said that before, and I'll say it again. The overall message was America 250, the State of the Union, and how we can be united and sharing some amazing people and the walks of life that they come from. But overall, I do agree that it was divisive, but I thought it was a good speech, and I don't think it would be fair to rate it a -3 out of 10, but I understand where you are coming from. Opposing corporations buying housing and against congressional stock trading are big wins there. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, the congressional stock trading alone, that is huge. Opposing corporations buying housing, that's a big thing. I did a fantastic piece about 2 weeks ago again, where I laid down Blackstone, BlackRock, the differing things and what it all means and breaking it down. But yeah, those were some of the wins, obviously highlighting the amazing individuals, our amazing strength in the military. Those are great things that we love to see and love to hear that the president capitalized on. Again, that is a Trumponian speech at its finest. I thought he did present the case well as far as how the economy is. But again, this is the big thing. And I've said this before. I'll say it again. The inflation has gone down. Obviously, it's gone down. But the big thing is people are looking at prices from 2019, 2020 levels. We're not going to get those prices, unfortunately, unless we have some sort of huge economic downturn or recession. We're not going to get those prices. And people keep comparing the prices to then instead of 2 years ago and how the inflation has changed. So yes, inflation has gone down from 9.1%, I believe, under Biden, and I could be wrong there just a little bit. It has gone down, but we're not going to get it back to the pre-pandemic levels that it was at, and people keep comparing it to then when they need to start comparing it to a year or 2 years ago. That inflation is baked and saturated into our economy, and the only way that it is going to go down is some sort of economic downturn, or if I took an economics class, so I'm an expert now, or if we massively influx the price of the goods into the country by maybe potentially eliminating tariffs. I'm not a fan of tariffs, by the way. I've said that numerous times. I will continue to say it. I do not like the tariffs. I do not. I am a free market system style of person here. That is me. I love free markets, and I am a big proponent of free markets. Now, I get it, the appeal behind tariffs, shoring up companies back into America. Of course, that is important, but I don't think you do it through tariffs. What I would do, and this is my pitch to you as president, what I would do is have some sort of incentive to bring them back in. Maybe 10 years free of taxes. You don't have to pay taxes. Something to give them a benefit to come into America and produce in America. Again, not really a fan of tariffs. I do, however, on the same token, tariffs have not nearly negatively affected the economy like they said they were going to, like the big economist theorists out there said that they were going to, or the big political analysts said they were going to, like Ben Shapiro. I love Ben Shapiro, but he missed this one just by a little bit. And yeah, I'll just say that. So big fan of free market systems. Don't like tariffs. Still would rather have us zero tariffs across the board, or at least block in our enemies, maybe put some high tariffs on Russia, China, Iran, and our adversaries, but don't shellac the entire world with a tariff, right? A 10% tariff, a 15% tariff. That to me is not good policy. If you can make it through an accidental behind-the-scenes live stream, you have a lot of potentials. I appreciate it. Okay, real quick, and then I'll go back. So the other day, I was preparing my Friday monologue, if you will, and I do it on Riverside here. I pre-record it, and I go back and edit it because I often have a lot of gaffes and sound like Biden at times. But I was doing it on Riverside, and I looked over at the screen, and I had seen there was a number 4 of the individuals watching. So what? So I clicked on it. I'm like, oh my goodness! I was live streaming my pre-recorded episode that went on Friday. So it was just a little bit of a oops moment. But shout out to Mr. William for sticking joking around there for a little bit, but that was a little embarrassing. But I was at that point, I was almost halfway through the script. I was not going to give it up by that point. I just wanted to keep going. So people were able to enjoy the show of me consistently going through words, saying random things. A lot of times I'll look into the mic or the camera and say, did I really just say that? What was that? Come on, Zachary, speak English, So it was just a fun moment, and I appreciate that. And thank you for bringing that up and embarrassing me yet again, sir. No, I'm just messing around. Hey, real quick, before I do finish this out and give my final little wrap-up thoughts here, please leave all your comments here. I'd love to hear from you and your overall thoughts of the speech and what was said tonight. But go ahead and leave those comments. But before I wrap it up and dive into my segment, hey, we are creating a media company. It is real. The hearsay is real. It is called Martin Media LLC, right? It is becoming one of the best platforms. It is going to be amazing. So I'm just going to give you a brief overview of it. So come July 1st, what we are doing is we are making an app. It is going to be Christian conservative centered. That is what it's going to be. But in that, this is where people get it wrong. They only choose one set of thing. They'll choose usually faith or politics. They don't encompass everything. So with that, what we are doing is we are creating an app where we have politics, where we have faith. You're going to have a morning devotional on the app where you can wake up and have someone that's reading you a Bible verse, reflecting on it, and then giving you some words of encouragement, maybe even praying for you if you leave that in the comments, right? We're going to have history on there. We're going to have a Founders series going over the founders of America and how important that is. We're also going to have like a Science Corner style thing where we go into science. We're going to have everything all on one platform. That comes on July 1st. So right now, my team, I have a team of 8 right now. We are working around the clock, pushing out marketing. If you have not seen it, by the way, real quick, don't leave yet. If you are not an ambassador of our product and you are in our generation or younger or just really anyone in general, if you are not an ambassador, become an ambassador today. Please reach out to me on social media. I would love to hear from you. I want you all to be a part of the team. We're sending out, this is not a joke. This is no gotcha moment. We are sending out free merchandise. All you have to do, hey, I'm interested, provide us a little details, and we're sending you a free sweatshirt. This one right here, boom, you're going to get it. And then we're also going to send pamphlets out to you guys on what our program is so you can market it and spread it across your community. That is what we are doing, and it's free. We are taking care of the cost. I'm going to, unfortunately, that $17.76 check that I got, that is going away just like that because of what we are doing here. So please reach out to me on social media, reach out to me somewhere, somehow, and I would love for you to become an ambassador and support our growing movement. We also got accepted into CPAC. So CPAC, that's a pretty big conservative organization. We are going to be at CPAC in Dallas for their big conference. We're going to be there. We are going to stream and give you live coverage of that. So this is something you don't want to miss. Also, July 1st, that is when we are launching. July 4th, we're going to New York. We're going to film the ball dropping. It's going to be a huge show. We're super excited. And then later that day, we're going to try to make it to the White House and watch the UFC fight live. So stay tuned for all of this. July 1st on the same channel. So it's going to move. We're going to unleash everything, but it's going to have its own website and an app. It's going to be called Martin Media. And yeah, it'll be an app that you can actually download on your phone. So it's not going to be necessarily a platform anymore. It's just going to be all in one app. So we'll be debuting that. It's going to start out, just letting you know, $5 a month. It's less than a cup of coffee from Starbucks. Eventually, it's going to go up after probably a month or two. So get it while it's hot. And then we're also going to have special year-round specials, okay? This is something you don't want to miss. We're super excited to launch this, and we want you a part of the team. But lastly, I know I've divulged from that. We can talk about that separately. You can follow me on social media and talk to me more about that idea and what we are doing. We're also going to go support some campaigns and stuff, but can't talk too much about that one yet. Just stay tuned. But anyways, I want to thank you all so much for tuning in today. It has been a pleasure hosting this. I hope you all enjoyed what you were able to see. I hope you all had a blast and had a lot of fun. It was a pleasure speaking with you all. Overall, I would give this speech, I'd say an 8.75, maybe a 9 out of 10. But again, this has just been a thrill serving you all. Thank you all for stopping and tuning into our channel, because we know there were 50 million other channels that you could have listened into. But with that being said, thank you all so much for being here. God bless you all. I love you all. And stay classy, as Ron Burgundy would say. So now, by the way, be sure to tune in tomorrow because I have someone who represents bail reform actually coming on the podcast. So be there for that. But without further ado, now in case I don't see you, good morning, good afternoon, and good night. This is the Martin Memo. God bless, and God bless America. Thank you all very much.